So today we'd like to showcase the app we've been working on thanks to Microsoft, which is ProBonoLaw.com. It is a declaration writer and client case expert. Declarations being the formal written argument submitted to court. Now, in order to have a successful case, you need to be an expert on the individual client's life story, and you combine that with the legal processes to create a winning case. As of right now, there's really nothing on the market regarding becoming an expert on the client themselves, which is a critical part for the formula. Here we see our email interface, which is the most common way a client and attorney could interact with each other. What we're doing here is we're just attaching any documents that could be relevant to the case, whether that's submitted court documents, images, text messaging, receipts, and so on. We then evaluate all of this with Azure AI Search, which makes the entire app now an expert on the client's unique circumstances. Here, we're showcasing the declaration writing. So keep in mind that declarations can take up to 20 hours for a more complicated case. Here, you're seeing that our app is able to do it in less than an hour, and it provides the exhibits also attached to the case. We're able to do this because we utilize Azure OpenAI to perform all of the necessary intellectual outputs. So here we are seeing the communication that could happen between an attorney and a client, only we're using ProBonoLaw.com instead. So attorneys normally cost $350+ an hour. And then when you consider that they charge you on 10-15-minute intervals, that means an email communication, rather initiated by the client or the attorney, could be $50. Then when you consider that cost to how long it takes to write a declaration, you're talking about up to $7,000 just preparing for court. As you can see here, ProBonoLaw.com does all of this very quickly. And we are able to do this because we store all of those documents on SharePoint, which is HIPAA compliant. There's really no other game in town when it comes to confidentiality, which is a critical keystone for the litigation process. And here we're seeing the chatbot, which is just simulating a little bit of the onboarding process. So just like email simulates some of the natural communication that would happen between a client and attorney, this kind of simulates the live conversation that could happen on the phone or text messaging or in the office. And then I wanted to just highlight several of the other Microsoft technologies that have made this possible and give a special shout out to Azure Functions, which facilitates our customer interactions. So we're hoping that with Microsoft's continued support, we're going to be able to have this to the market by the end of the year. Thank you very much.